Unacceptable. That's how the new head of the EPA views the Tijuana sewage crisis. He addressed the crisis this weekend on social media before a recent flow of wastewater came into the U.S. over the weekend. ABC 10 News reporter Ryan Hill spoke with a local leader, and he reached out to the EPA administrator about this recent acknowledgement of a crisis.
The Tijuana River Valley experiencing the latest incident of wastewater flowing into the United States.
No surprise at all. This is the Kool-Aid that we drink as residents.
Baron Partlow is an advocate in the South Bay. He's been a part of the effort to try and stop the decades-old problem.
We saw during the Bush administration the groundbreaking of funding for the plant happen, and actually under Clinton it actually came into in 1993, I believe.
Despite several large-scale attempts to stop the sewage from Mexico, contaminated water is still flowing in the United States.
The last 36 months have just been hellacious in terms of sewage output.
The U.S. International Boundary and Water Commission says Sunday's incident was stopped later that day. The agency will investigate with Mexico, the State Department, and EPA as to what caused it. The contaminated coast is something ABC 10 News has investigated for decades. The international problem has now caught the attention of the new head of the EPA. This weekend, EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin wrote on X, "I was just briefed that Mexico is dumping large amounts of raw sewage into the Tijuana River, and it's now seeping into the U.S. This is unacceptable. Mexico must honor its commitments to control this pollution and sewage."
I wanted to make sure that the new administrator at the Environmental Protection Agency was aware of the Tijuana sewer crisis.
Chula Vista Mayor John McCann tells me he reached out to Administrator Zeldin through mutual connections after he was confirmed.
Clearly, I think when you can show and express that people at the national level how bad the sewage issue is, they then may take action.
McCann's not the only elected official to ask Washington for help. Imperial Beach Mayor Paloma Aguirre went to D.C. 3 times last year asking for a state of emergency. As we reported, she wrote a letter to Zeldin asking for his assistance just days before his post.
So the fact that there is an acknowledgement that this is a serious concern from the highest environmental protection authority of the land is incredibly hopeful.
Ryan Hill, ABC 10 News.